Yo, what's the deal, people? This is Simon Khalil. Today we're talking about why the A7 IV is probably your best bet for all you Sony shooters. Let's get into it. So I've had the A7 IV probably for December, like Christmas time. So it's been a couple of months. Now, I used to shoot strictly with the A7 III and the A7R III. Let me tell you guys, this camera has come a long way. The benefits that I received from this camera, from the A7 III. Now, the A7 III was a fucking monster when it came out, so there's no denying that camera is still phenomenal to this day, and I believe at some places they're selling it for like $1,500. You can even get it used for even cheaper than that. But the benefits that this brought out for me was definitely worth the upgrades, especially because I use these cameras, a shit ton. So I want to come on here and just talk about some of the positives, some of the negatives, some of the things I'm indifferent about. And so let's start it off. Let's start it off really with things I'm indifferent about, right? Because I don't want to go into negatives, positive right away. But honestly, first things first, I haven't seen any big difference with image quality when it comes to shooting. I don't usually pixel peep, but I did this time just to see if I saw any differences between images. And I did shoot a couple of weddings with this camera so far, and I took some of the same shots with both the A7 III and A7 IV just to see if I can see any difference. Now, let me tell you something. I'm not usually a pixel peeper, but I didn't see any difference. You guys, please, in the comments below, tell me if I'm wrong, but I personally didn't see any huge improvement when it comes to image quality. The image quality from the A7 III is absolutely fantastic, so there's no complaints on my end there. Second thing I'm indifferent about, just because I haven't experienced it yet, right, was the overheating on the camera. Now, obviously with having the proper settings with the overheating, making sure it doesn't turn off on you is super important. But in January, I shot a hour-and-a-half podcast, and I was shooting at 4K 24 for an hour-and-a-half straight, and nothing happened. So, but I think the ultimate test is going to be over the summer when it's hot out, we're shooting, get some video going, so on and so forth. But we'll have to see. With the topic on video, let's get into some of the negatives. It's not a huge deal to me. I work, I like to work with what I have. So the 4K 60 crop is not a huge deal to me, but I know it's a huge deal out there just watching other YouTube videos and talking to other people and so on and so forth. So this is something that I haven't really experienced anything wrong with it at this point. Like, it doesn't affect my workflow, but I know some of you guys out there it does. So if it does mess you up having a crop on 4K 60, comment below. Let me know what you guys think. On a positive side, like, listen, this flippy screen has been super clutch, especially shooting vertical, especially shooting low to the ground, both video and photo. When I'm shooting close to the ground, it's been super clutch. When it's on the gimbal, it's been super clutch. I'm gonna keep on saying it, but that is definitely one of the huge positives on my end. Now, I ran into scenarios where it does get in the way, but I'm glad I have an option at this particular point. With the A7 III, that shit just folded out and folded in, and that's basically it. So with this, I have the option to either pull it out or not. So that is fantastic. Now with the video, I have experienced myself some of the rolling shutter that I saw, you know, on the. Honestly, it wasn't even anything crazy. I did see it, but that is definitely a negative on my part, because it's very, 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 very consistent in certain cases the way I shoot. Now, that's obviously not the way everybody else shoots. You know, everybody has their own thing, but when it comes to the rolling shutter, I have experienced it with this camera. On a positive side, when it comes to low light, and I experienced this, I actually put this to the test in my last wedding that I shot. Low light, barely any lights on. I was shooting outside. I was trying to get one of those, you know, nice silhouette shots of the couple, and the entire time, both video and photo, the tracking was spot on. Like I'm talking about, we were walking through bushes and the woods and stuff like that, and we were trying to get this really cool dramatic shot, and it was on focus the whole time. Now I would say with the focus, I did test it also, actually shooting pictures while the couples and the wedding party were coming out, and I put that to the test. So I was shooting, this camera does 10 frames per second, and I was literally shooting, and I kept my finger on the trigger, and I would say when it came to the bride and groom, that shit was spot on 10 out of 10 times. Now, when it came to a little bit more erratic movement, when it came to the wedding party, I would say it hit 8, 9 out of 10 times. So that was absolutely fantastic. Like I have experienced that before when I rented a camera, back when I was a Canon shooter, but that hasn't happened yet with Sony, and I'm so glad it happened with this. Let's stick with the frame rate real quick. 10 frames per second. This is totally controversial. I personally expected more. Now, you know, hitting the 20 frames per second mark wouldn't have hurt. Wouldn't have hurt, Sony. Are you guys listening to me? It wouldn't have hurt. So, you know, this is a fantastic buy, a fantastic build. But I wish it had a few more frames per second. Now, my last negative is that the body, part of the body is plastic. That I'm not a fan of. I believe the body for the A7 III was completely metal. Unfortunately, this is partially plastic. Not the whole thing, not the whole body, but that is a negative for me. Just because, you know, I tend to shoot in every and any particular, whether it's bad weather, whether it's on-site location on the beach, whether it's anything on concrete, if I drop it, if I do anything to the camera, like it's super clutch to know that, like, if I drop this shit, nothing's gonna happen. And do I feel that way with this? Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be all right, but I kind of get worried if I dropped it like just a little bit more. But that's me, guys. So but overall, guys, I believe this is the best hybrid video and photo camera out there. Don't get me wrong, I still love my A7 III. I still have one of them. But I believe that this bad boy has been completely clutch. You know, everything so far, the image quality, the color on it, huge difference. You could tell literally right away. That's also another positive. But overall, the camera is definitely a great pickup for me. And yeah, gonna be shooting with this bad boy for a long time. So drop your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Obviously, we all shoot different shit. So I'm speaking from a portrait and wedding photographer point of view. If you guys do anything else, you know, hit me up on the comments below. Other than that, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe to this video, to this channel, and let me know what you think. Other than that, guys, deuces. Simon Khalil.